was a gnarly cold start right there. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I just climbed in this 470 to fire it up, and I don't have the power turned on, so that might help. Do this every time. Walked right past it, didn't even think about it. There we go. Alrighty, so got the 4650 fired up. I got this thing moving because I got to get these two pieces of equipment here out of the shed. So I know it's a tight fit here with the sprayer parked right there, but should be able to get her out. Don't get too excited because I'm not backing this planter out to go plant. I wish I was, but it's for other reasons. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. So I got the 470 backed out. It's gonna hang out there for a little bit, but I gotta unhook this batwing from this 4650 because we've got a little implement Grandpa's going to pick up, so it's gonna need hooked onto this tractor, and I'll show you guys what that is and talk a little bit about it whenever that thing shows up. Got everything unhooked. There's just a slight little inconvenience because I cannot pull that hitch pin, and I need somebody else here to help me because I need to rock the tractor and then pull the hitch pin at the same time. But since you guys can't help me, and Dad's off finishing up some field borders with the Ranger, and Grandpa is going to pick up the little attachment for this thing, nobody's here right now, so I'm gonna have to wait for somebody to show up. But in the meantime, let's go play around with the 470. So for starters, I'm gonna take this air chuck and pump up the system here on the planter, the airbags right here on this little compressor. So as you can see, it's a little under 20 pounds right now. I'd like to fill it up to about 50, and this is the quick way to do that. Instead of using the little air compressor here on the planter. And no, we're not at 60. See that? Alrighty, well, I'd say she's good. It's about where I like it. It's about where I want it. Right at 50. So obviously that's a real quick way to do it, but that air compressor is on there for a reason. So if you're not by an air hose, which most of the time you're not going to be, you just use that to air up your system there, and you'll be good to go. Although now that I aired it up, we should be pretty much set, unless there's a small little leak on there, which there shouldn't be, but I guess we'll find out and see how well she holds air. And for anybody that might be a little confused and just wondering what in the heck is he talking about, see these airbags here on these units, and what I just did there and what that compressor's for is to pump them airbags full at a certain PSI you want to run it at to keep downforce on the row units. So I got the planter unfolded here behind the barn lot, and what I'm wanting to do here is basically just check over my guidance. So I'm going to act like I'm planting here, drop it in the ground, probably toss out a marker, make a couple of passes here, just, I don't know, 100 yards up or so. And I'm just wanting to make sure my spacing's right on my pass to pass. So just make sure this thing's dialed in and ready to go. Monitor's going nuts. I realize I'm not planning. Can't even get the marker to go down. Oh, there it goes. Alrighty. This might get the neighbors wound up. Wow, look at that. Come on, marker. There we go. It looks like we're pretty dialed in, actually. This monitor's going nuts. I just checked the spacing back here when I was making my passes on each outside of the planter, and this thing's dialed in, so she's ready to plant. I wish I was planting today. Get me a little excited doing this here, but we're gonna be getting quite a bit of rain tomorrow, so probably gonna be a little bit before we get in the field. Well, Grandpa just showed up with the new implement, so let's take the forklift out here and unload it. So we've got our new hot item here hooked up. Let's go take a look at it. Look at that. Trackmaster 2. So what we're supposed to do with this thing is go drag it on the tile lines, and it kind of mounds up the dirt on the middle of the trench, because on our plow, you know, it's just ripping a line through it, and it's not really backfilling anything. So over time it'll settle in and make kind of a divot on that line. So just take this thing, drive over the tile line, kind of mounds the dirt back up, and you can let it sit for a while, and then we'll go out with our field cultivator before we plant, kind of level off the lines, and then go in and plant. I'm gonna take this thing out here and test her out, see how she works. So as you can see here on this tile line, how low this is here in the middle. Well, you really don't like to see that, because that's a heck of a divot in the ground. And if you take a field cultivator, chisel plow, disc, whatever, and if you just level that off, it's still gonna be dipped down pretty good. So what this thing does is kind of takes the dirt on both sides, kind of puts a small little mound here back in the middle of that tile line. So it looks like we're doing a pretty good job. I'm trying to get it adjusted here a little bit. You don't want this too tall, but you also don't want to just scratch it out flat. So I'm kind of making adjustments here on the 3-point, seeing what height I want it, and just kind of playing with it. But it looks like we're doing pretty good right here. This is untouched.
So, and if you hit this with a cultivator, it's going to level it, but you're still going to have that dip. Right. It's going to fill it in a little bit, but it's still going to be a heck of a dip there.
So this just kind of mounds it up, and I don't know, you're basically preventing a pretty good divot on the tile line.
Yeah.
It's always good to kind of
just backfill
it over, but I guess I could have drove a little straighter here, but well, I think I've got her set just about the way I like it. So as you can see, we're kind of humping it up here, and even if the field cultivator doesn't completely flatten it out, a little bit of a hump is a lot better than having a divot in the ground. So we're gonna go ahead and roll with this, and I got quite a bit of tile lines here to do, so I'm gonna get after it. Kind of difficult to steer this thing over these tile lines. Sometimes you get a little squirrely with it. Well, job complete, so back to the farm we go. Well, it is the next day, and had a little rain last night, so everything's a little bit damp now. No more playing in the dirt for a little bit. Supposed to have some real bad storms rolling in about 4 o'clock, but project here this morning. We're gonna be servicing up this grasshopper at Grandpa's. Kind of looks like he took her out and did a little mowing yesterday, but It's pretty slick here. Watch this. Let's pull this up. Kind of need two hands here, but. So now you can get right to the blades. Look how easy that is. Just zip off all these blades. I'm gonna sharpen them up. And Dad's running to town because he's gonna get oil filter for this, and he's also gonna get oil filter for his mower as well. Just gonna get both these mowers ready to go, and we'll be ready to cut some grass. Deck could use a little cleaning under here as well, but the blades really aren't that bad, but we'll zip them off and sharpen them up.
You don't do them on there.
Nope.
Much does it hold, quart?
I think it said like 3 quarts.
Suppose you put the plug back in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Grass isn't quite tall enough to mow, is it?
No, but if you're getting pretty anxious to run the mower.
I mowed a little yesterday up there at the other shed. It all runs out of that filter though.
A little below.
Is that it?
It could use just a hair. Oil's all changed up, the blades are sharpened, and I'm getting ready to take it outside, blow out the air filter, and they're in front of the radiator. So she's just about ready for you, Grandpa. Well, I think that's gonna be all for this video. We're actually supposed to have some pretty intense storms rolling through here pretty quick. So supposed to have really high winds. It's been very windy all day long, but yeah, I better go make sure the shed doors are locked down tight, and we should be in good shape. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.